There's more Streets of Rage 4 on the way. We're going to have to wait for Deathloop. And Hot Wheels is getting its own supercharged arcade racer. All that and the latest and everything cool today in the Rundown. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. We've got a super busy show to dig into, but first I want to just give a big shout out and a thank you to our sponsor, the Gaming Stadium. They are Canada's leader in online esports tournament facilitation. They have tournaments happening every weekend, and you don't want to miss out on the action. You can join up with them at tgs.gg. Now, I had a bunch of really nice comments on yesterday's rundown, and I just wanted to say thank you to M56 Smart Gunner, Steve M, and Ray Serrato. Thank you so much, you guys. This episode is dedicated to you. And you know what? We're going to start off with some great Streets of Rage 4 news. The fine folks at .emu today dropped a trailer for new paid DLC headed to Streets of Rage 4, which was one of the best games of 2020. It's called Mr. X Nightmare, and of course Mr. X was the boss from the original 3 Streets of Rage games. And then Streets of Rage 4 introduced his kids, Mr. and Miss Y, as the bosses of the game. But Mr. X was accessible in the game as a secret mini boss fight, which is really cool. The new content will provide 3 new characters to play, and they've revealed the first one. You can play as Officer Estelle Aguirre, who was in the original Streets of Rage 4 as one of the bosses that you would have to fight. And she's got incredibly powerful punches and spin kicks. The other 2 characters haven't been revealed yet, and we don't have a specific release date on this DLC, but it will be later this year. The DLC will also include new music from T. Lopez, who did tracks for the exceptional Sonic Mania and some other cool games. There's also a new survival mode that the DLC is going to be delivering that'll allow players to test their skills and even customize their fighting styles, which is really cool. And there's also a free update that's coming to the game as well, which will add in a Mania Plus difficulty setting, a training system, and some color palette swapping options. And I am just super happy that this exceptional game, this game that really harkens back to the glory days of the Sega Genesis, has made such a massive impact in the video game industry. It was one of the best games of 2020. It was brought up a lot in our Rocket and Ray Gun Awards that we did at the end of the year, and deservedly so. It was just tremendously fun, and yes, it is very much in keeping with all of the brawlers that we played on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, but that's still a great thing. And of course, we know that .emu is dipping into similar kinds of territory with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is coming out later this year, and we're all about that. We love that, and in fact, I would love to see, since they've got the Turtles, I would love to see the Turtles in Streets of Rage and vice versa. I think it would be amazing, but super pumped about this, and if you haven't played Streets of Rage 4 yet, you should correct that decision as soon as possible. Alright, now also announced today is that we have a little bit of a wait for Arcane's latest game. The developers at Arcane in Lyon have posted to Twitter today detailing their decision to push the game from its spring release date to September 14th. In a note, they've said, "We've made the decision to delay the launch of Deathloop to September 14th, 2021. We're committed to quality and preserving our team's ambitions for Deathloop while ensuring the health and safety of everyone at Arcane. We'll be using this extra time to accomplish our goal, create a fun, stylish, and mind-bending player experience. We apologize for the extended wait and thank you all for your passion and excitement. It is the fuel that powers our creativity and our hard work. We can't wait to show you more Deathloop soon." And for those that don't know, Deathloop is an action-adventure where the player is tasked to assassinate a bunch of individuals within a set time limit, or a time loop will occur, and you'll have to start the progress again, but this time you'll be equipped with new skills and some of the lessons that you have learned to hopefully impact the outcome. The game sounds like it's incredibly inventive and something that we would expect from the developers of Dishonored and Prey. I can't wait to play this game. But it does look like we're going to be seeing a lot of developers and publishers make announcements like this because of all the hard lessons that the entire industry has learned around Cyberpunk 2077. You know that old expression, right? Just make it great. We'll wait. Now, something else that's going to be hitting all the game systems this fall is an arcade racer with a very familiar name. The racing game specialists at Milestone in Milan, Italy have shown off a little of their work on the new Hot Wheels game called Hot Wheels Unleashed. The game is going to feature iconic vehicle designs that we've seen in toy stores for decades, with names like Roger Dodger, Twin Mill, Rip Rod, Bone Shaker, Night Shifter, Dragon Blaster, Shark Cruiser, and more. The devs are also adding in some fun new hooks into the gameplay, like boss fights and the ability to create your own tracks in a truly twisty, bendy Hot Wheels kind of way. The game is hitting all the consoles and the PC this September. This is a great license, and it's a really strong developer that's making this game, and they've got decades of racing game experience. This could be one of the most fun arcade racing games of this generation. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about playing a new Hot Wheels video game? I think it could be so rad. I love what they did with Hot Wheels in Forza, and I think this is just taking it to a whole other level, especially with a track editor. I really hope it's fantastic. And just a couple quick things to talk about here. Take a look at Netflix's new superhero show called Jupiter's Legacy, which was created by Stephen S. DeKnight, based on a comic series created by Mark Miller and Frank Quitely, a couple of my favorite comic creators out there. The show looks like it's taking a lot of familiar superhero tropes and ideas, like super powerful beings having to deal with their children potentially having superpowers as well. But Mark Miller has always been able to infuse his work with a nice twist, a nice edge. I loved his stuff with the Ultimates. And the show looks great. It looks like it's got some fantastic special effects. Netflix and Mark Miller went into a massive partnership a few years ago, and so we're finally starting to see the fruits of that relationship. Mark Miller, of course, has been working on Kick-Ass. He's been involved in Hollywood on lots of productions over the years. So this is going to be a big commitment from Netflix to kind of extend out of Mark Miller's vision. I'm looking forward to the show. It comes out next month. I know it's crowded in the superhero space. What's crazy about Jupiter's Legacy is that it's another superhero show that's shooting in Toronto, like The Boys and Umbrella Academy, and Jupiter's Legacy is out there, and I'm sure there's other ones as well. It's crazy. It's like Vancouver and Toronto have all of the superhero television that's being made out there. Incredible. But Jupiter's Legacy, put that one on your calendar. It comes out next month. And something else that's really cool is that DontNod, who has been making fantastic adventure games for a long time, like the Life is Strange series, Vampire. They've got the Twin Mirror game that's out there right now, and Tell Me Why. They are getting into publishing. Not only publish their own stuff, but they are going to be partnering with companies like Portal Player out of Copenhagen. They sent out a release. I don't know anything about what they're working on, but it's great to see the success that DontNod has had kind of being translated to being able to help other developers out there get their message out and get their games out. Excited to see where this goes, and always excited to see what DontNod is up to. They're one of my favorite developers out there, and now they're a publisher. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow with a fresh episode for you, so please come back for that. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, would you? And thank you, of course, to all of our EPN members. We'll see you tomorrow, and until then, play forever.